Hello, it's the Haunted Informer, and today I'm giving you my review of the Hellsgate Haunted House for 2019. So today I'm giving you my review of the Hellsgate Haunted House for 2019, and I actually got to see it on the exclusive day when it was open on June 7th, Friday, June 7th, and they had it exclusively done with Midwest Horrors Convention. And this is my wristband I got for it. It says Hellsgate on it, and it says the Friday Night Hellsgate Tour. And it's Ticket Leap if you want to know, the wristband company. Definitely check them out. And it was a really good haunt. You got this, and I went on a bus, and I went at the 8 o'clock time, and when you were on the bus, there was an actor trying to scare you and just make it a fun time. And I actually got to sit next to a lady that actually runs her own haunt, her little on the home haunt with a couple of friends for a charity, and she was a lot of fun to talk to. So she was really nice to talk to, so I had a great time talking to her. And then this actor who's on the bus was making tons of funny jokes, being scary, messing with everybody on the bus, and he was talking to us all a lot. And then he actually had a bag, and no one knew it was in the bag at first. And he started at the back of the bus, and then we put our hand in the bag, and then he took a ticket out. And then you didn't have to write your name down because he just called a number. And if you called your number, he would give you a free Zombie Army Productions shirt. So this is the ticket. And they called their name, and the little kid sitting next to me won, and he got the shirt. So he was all happy about that. I had a wonderful time driving there, and then you drive on Murder Road to actually get the Hellsgate Haunted House. And right off the bat, before you even are in the haunt, just immediately walking off the bus, Fluffy, scared, friend I was with that I started talking to, he scared her. And then another actor scared her because she didn't know they'd scare her immediately. Walked right off the bus, scared us. And I might be on Haunted House Chicago's live stream of it, so that's pretty cool. I think I saw them recording. And then we walked up to the line, and then we were talking for a little bit, and there was a lot of people there. And it wasn't just normal people, it was open to the general public and haunt owners. So people like the owner, Michael, of Ghost Ride Productions was there, and lots of haunt owners were there, and Chad Savage's Sinister Visions was there, and I actually ended up meeting him and actually going through the part of the haunt with him, and that was awesome because he's part of the Zombie Army Productions, and he's really good friends with them, and he actually makes a ton of logos. This is my Hellsgate Haunted House shirt I got. It's a really awesome shirt, and it's a skull but made out of keys. And this was Chad Savage's idea, because at the very end of the haunt you can find a key, and you only have 30 seconds to find it, and you have to put your hands in a bunch of holes, a bunch of cubby holes, and see and try to find the key, and if you find it, your ticket is free. But since it was the Haunted House tour, then you would get a free Hellsgate Haunted House t-shirt. But I didn't find it. I tried really hard. I looked all over the place. It's very hard, but it was a ton of fun. The whole haunt was non-stop adrenaline. Every haunt I've been to, the actors were good, but just Hellsgate actors were just another level. They were just insane. They had so much intensity. And it is now my favorite haunt, and it is very good. It was amazing. So going back to just being in the line, we were just waiting, and then I was taking pictures of a couple haunt actors walking around, and then I started to take a video like this, panning over to show how many people there were there. And then immediately when I did that, a clown scared me. And then he ran away, he laughed, and then he ran away and started scaring other people. And then I saw Fluffy, and I was like, ooh, I want to see Fluffy. But then he disappeared, and I didn't know where he went. And then he proceeded to grab my head and pull it back, and then he made some horribly unhuman sounds. He sounded like a mix of like a creature and a monster and the Predator at the same time. It was really intense. And I actually took a selfie when he was like that. So the selfie of me with him's like that. It was really insane. He's a crazy scare actor. After that, a girl was just looking at her Instagram, and he just took her phone. And then he knew how to do it with gloves on, totally in character, not breaking character at all. Takes the phone, takes a picture of himself, and proceeds to tag himself on Instagram and post it on her Instagram. That was hilarious. And then weaving in and out of the line, which goes for a little while, and it took a long time because There were so many people and tons of buses going and going. And at no point was I bored. All the actors made it very enjoyable. This one clown was just a creepy clown that didn't say anything. You could just tell she was smiling, and then she would pick up dirt from the ground and then give it to you like that was a present. So that was funny. And there was another scare actor that was actually singing. He was like just another guy who'd get a false sense of security so someone else could scare you, and that actually worked a couple times for people. And he was singing. And at one point, he saw a moth, and he immediately, improv at Hellsgate is amazing. And then he went from just going to singing with people and making them happy like that. He saw a moth and proceeded to run over, and then he grabbed it in his hand, and I thought he'd killed it, but he actually had it, and then he put it in his mouth like this. And I thought maybe he's acting. Maybe he really didn't eat it, because maybe he'd just let it go and fly away, and that'd be the joke. He then opened his mouth, and the moth crawled out of his mouth right here. And then he named the thing like Frank or Larry, and then throughout the whole rest of the night, when I was waiting in line, I overheard him saying, "No, Larry," and running after it when it flew away. So the actors at Hellsgate were awesome, and the quality of the makeup was amazing. There was very few silicone masks at Hellsgate. It was mainly really good quality makeup, and most of the makeups were of like a basic like black and white palette, and it would be like a whitish gray base color, and then the darkness would be taking over. And the backstory of the Hell's Gate is the darkness of the grounds are slowly taking over the mansion more and more. So it is an amazing haunt, and I had all this fun before I even got in. And then you walk on the trail, and I'm not going to ruin the trail for you, but the actors were extremely agile, running all over the place, crawling all over the place, snarling in your ear, talking all kinds of weird, tribal-like, just weird speak that you just don't understand. It was insane, and it was a wonderful time. And then you walk up to Hell's Gate after all of that. You go through the woods, go through a cemetery. It's really crazy, and there's tons of really fun, unique surprises in there. You walk up, and there's fire breathers, and the view of Hell's Gate lit up really well. The mansion is amazing. Creepy old man walking with a walker, and he gave me a candy. It was crazy. And then we walked up, and then they let us all in. In the very beginning, they were playing like the opening riff of Marilyn Manson, and that was really good. It just set the tone of intensity. And you go in, and you weave in and out of tons of rooms. You go into a killer kitchen. You go into a whole bunch of really just... Hell's Gate just had so many really creepy, grungy rooms. Like, you just go in, and it just feels like that is a really decrepit old room that's just been gathering cobwebs for years and years and years. And it is just really intense, and the actors don't let up. They constantly are trying to scare you, coming from above, from the side, the ground. It's just crazy. Starting off with the twins room, which was a very impressive showcase. So from start to finish, Hell's Gate Haunted House was a very well done haunt. All kinds of crazy interactive elements. You had to crouch down. There were people flying at you, coming from every angle imaginable. All kinds of really grungy scenes. Doll mansion part of the haunt. That was really well done. Very detailed. Extremely creepy. Very well executed. So before the very end with the dragon room, which I really was anticipating, you have to try to find the key. Everyone tried to find the key, and in my group and the other group next to me, none of us found it. You walk on and you go into the dragon cave. It is so well done. There are so many awesome dragons everywhere, and when you're distracted by that, the actors are trying to scare you, and just the detailing of the darkness everywhere is great. And then you make a corner and you go out and you walk out of Hell's Gate and you're like, wow, what did I just experience? Because it's a 45-minute long haunt. The trail with the forest, cemetery, and the mansion. There's a fun gift shop where I got this shirt, and you can actually get a photo op with the mother of Hell's Gate. And I have all these pictures up on my Instagram. And I'll have a link in the description below to my Instagram, and you can see all of these pictures. I definitely recommend that you go to Hell's Gate Haunted House for the haunt season for 2019. This was the Haunt Informer, and hit that bell icon so you get a notification every single time I make a new video. And I'm on social media. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. On Facebook, I am The Haunt Informers, again, The Haunt Informer. And on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @HauntInformers, again, @HauntInformer. And on Instagram, my username is Haunt_Informers, again, Haunt_Informer. I post all kinds of fun things. So definitely check out all my pages. And if you have any questions, definitely email me at hauntinformer@gmail.com. So again, hauntinformer@gmail.com. And as always, happy hauntings.